This is Fahim Mahim, and there will be no explanations to the whereabouts of Brian Stewart Lee. We don't know where he is, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, this is going to be the last MonWHO 2012 news report, so enjoy.
Iran and Israel have been in constant conflict for the entire MonWHO conference. After various denials, I was finally able to obtain an interview with the Israeli delegate to find out whether the regional tensions between the two countries are compromising every other country's ability to form more consensus on the resolutions.
In these resolutions, the comments that was made by Iran, those genocidically anti-Semitic comments have really impacted our resolutions. It's a duck. But this duck is a nuclear duck. The security of the nation of Israel comes first. And they are compromising the security by their comments, by their genocidically anti-Semitic comments. If we go on with Iran's actions, we're going to see another Holocaust. This can't happen.
What would you say to other countries who believe that Iran's nuclear program is only for peaceful purposes?
Those other countries are simply don't see the duck. The duck is there.
Under international law, you are allowed to have a nuclear program for peaceful.
But they're not. There is doubts about their programs. There's a strong indications that they didn't even allow they didn't allow the observers to go inside the nuclear programs. What is that?
The same doubt was there for Iraq when Iraq got invaded. Did they find weapons of mass destruction?
That is completely irrelevant to this matter, sir.
That is very relevant. That's what they said about Iraq, and that's before they invaded.
What was wrong with the invasion of Iraq?
There was no weapons of mass destruction.
A dictator came down and a peaceful democratic state has been established.
Don't use
and the US is already out of there.
Do not use the word peaceful with Iraq.
This is completely a biased interview. I do not understand Al Jazeera. Then that is why many times I have denied. Your questions are completely biased toward Iran. I do not know how the government of Iran is funding you, but this is completely ridiculous. I'm leaving this conversation.
Hi, I'm Ryan Gosling. The issue of maternal health is one that we, as Americans, are really not in a position to dictate policy on. Why? Face it, we can draw a direct correlation between the lack of enforcement of basic human rights and the egregious quality of life in many developing countries. And who are we to export freedom, choice, the American dream to these destitute states when our nation expressly stonewalled the efforts of brave second-wave feminists to entrench gender equality in our Constitution? I'm willing to bet that you have a mother, and if she's under 40, she's probably in love with me. But if she doesn't know about me, you should bring her to see The iPad, my Hollywood remake to The Notebook for the wireless 21st century generation. What I want to say is this: the absence of gender equality marginalizes women. Marginalized women cannot conduct foreign policy or domestic policy. When men conduct foreign or domestic policy, this tends to lead to wars. Wars cause refugees, and women and children suffer the most. Empowering women is the first step to ending war and mitigating all issues, health or migration arising therefrom. Hey girl, I'm Ryan Gosling, and I'm on your side.
This is Kelly from BBC News. After 2 days of heated debate, we're finally able to see some countries come to consensus in regards to some of these issues. For example, Iran and Israel.
I understand there's so much tension between us, but my point is, now we're supporting the same cause. We should really be peaceful with it.
I will not during the
On the other hand, some pharmaceutical companies are flaming up the field and turning countries against each other.
Apparently with maternal health, Kenya's still supporting that, but I would, because I've given you my seal of approval, could you please go against everything that Kenya says?
Commit to that, because I have my morals. I have to stick to those.
Oh, well, no, obviously if they breach...
We will walk with tiptoes around.
I'm saying...
Just to recap some of the highlights.
And to me, what's really important, and to refugee health, what's really important is sanitation.
All I want to say about GSK is I feel like that they're imposing their will in this conference and they're exerting undue power.
Arabia wholeheartedly disagrees with the existence of Al Jazeera News and immediately demands that it be disbanded and defunded by the state of Qatar.
In the midst of all this heated debate, I was able to put some delegates aside to see if they're content with the resolution.
Without even saying anything, I feel like the entire nation, the entire world has really come together.
Russia's main goal for this conference was improving access to medicine and healthcare for refugees, and I think our resolution is working on just that.
The Women's and Child Health Resolution was something that Merck is very heavily involved with, and is very pushing for that resolution, and we're very supportive of that as it is in line with our company policies, and we're really excited to be a part of that resolution as well as the access to barriers in refugee health, and we'll be supporting that one as well.
But I have one concern. The issue of Syria was not mentioned. We have that crisis at hand, and we didn't manage to come up with a resolution or anything to support those refugees.
Yes, I'm actually very happy with a lot of the draft resolutions that are coming out. As I mentioned earlier in an interview, humanitarian relief is a big part of Oxfam's goals.
Kelly from BBC News.
Greetings, delegates and representatives. This is an important message from Anonymous. In 2005, the United Nations Environment Programme claimed there would be 50 million refugees in 2010 due to a range of disasters resulting from climate change. Evidence shows that the at-risk regions identified in this map produced by the UNEP are actually among the fastest growing populations in the world. The UNEP has since tried to erase the evidence of its claim without success. Was the claim a simple propaganda technique to inspire action, or was the reason economic? Following the claim, United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, on behalf of international humanitarian organizations, called for $7.4 billion to provide urgent humanitarian aid to the 50 million expected refugees. Seen from the standpoint of the longer history of the UN, this is more about the long-running movements by the UN to increase its governance legitimacy and power, and to increase the amount of money that runs through UN mechanisms, from rich countries to poor countries, with an administrative cut to the UN itself. The UNEP's so-called experts are now claiming there will be 50 million climate refugees by 2020. Just something to think about from Anonymous.
Hi, so this is Charlotte from the New York Times, and I'm here with Fatima from El Salvador. And I would like to ask you the question is, what's your perspective on the JSK and Kenya dilemma and issues that we just saw in a video?
Well, while the Latin America actually supports Kenya in their efforts in maternal health, we do feel that sanitation is a more critical focus that we must take into consideration first, because despite GSK's potential hidden agenda, we must understand that sanitation is the foundation to maternal health. One cannot actually be even a mother before sanitation is actually put into this predicament. This debacle is not even justified. I don't understand. We all understand as representatives in the World Health Organization that sanitation is essential in order to proceed, in order to worry about maternal health.
So this was Charlotte and El Salvador.
Rolling. Good afternoon, MonWHO. My name is James Carville.
And I'm Tucker Carlson.
Welcome to Crossfire. Now today we'll be talking about the important issues of sanitation.
No.
refugee
We're going to be
camps.
talking about maternal health.
Now, Tucker, are you saying that you want to talk about maternal health just because you want to make money off those poor, starving mothers and their children in refugee camps?
Well, like it or not, mothers represent an important target demographic for providing health care. And these people need to be exploited by American corporations to maximize profits. It's that simple.
Now, Tucker, you're saying that mothers must be sucked dry of their blood to line your pockets with gold.
Look, this is an expensive suit, and it comes at a cost. So others.
At a cost of 1 million dead babies?
Where do
if you can live with that.
Where do you get your
can't.
statistics? Come back, we have tee off in 10 minutes.
This was actually my first day on the job, so I'm kind of trying to just kind of get the feel of it. A lot of people coming to me, which that's what I like. I like people coming to me, asking me questions.
So which country do you really hate? Absolutely can't stand.
I mean, China. I mean, excuse me. There's no countries that I hate. North Korea, again, kind of the same situation. Just you know, I mean, they're not that important, so I don't even see why we're talking about them.
Probably because you called them anorexic. That's totally, you know.
Yeah, that was. I mean, they are facing malnutrition and all that. Yeah, it's good, right? Let me just defend
China
that.
will always kung fu you into submission. That's all I have to say.
Well, we'll just fucking go Rambo on their ass.
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Hello, Johnny Cage. Yeah. He doesn't need that kung fu shit. I think for once, as the United States, I'm gonna kind of like just kind of back off, let them make decisions, and then towards the end, when it comes down to it, I'll show my support for whichever amendments, whichever documents that I feel best represent our interests as the #1 country in the world. Potato, potato.
China's #1.
Potato, potato.
Yeah.
#1 in people, maybe. Mexico unfortunately wasn't able to make it to the conference. You know, pretty much like all
You
the.
forced them to mow your lawn. What the heck?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna dirty my pants and my shoes. Come on now. You guys got any like beer, or like something to wash this down with?
Really?
Budweiser. Israel. How can I forget Israel? Me and him have been working pretty closely. He called me out earlier saying something about like how something, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention, but I don't know, I always support Israel. Whatever really Israel wants in the Middle East, we're gonna kind of support that. If you could get me some sources besides
Twitter is totally reliable.
that'd be wonderful.
Just as reliable.
I actually don't twit. I don't twit, so.
You're a twit though.
A what? I beg your pardon?
We hope you enjoyed this newscast, and if the Mayans are wrong, we will see you next year for MonWHO 2013. Good night, and good luck.
Bros and sisters, bros, greetings from South Sudan.
1, 2, 3.
It's mine.
It's mine. Maternal health is very important.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in. To get in. You gotta pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
All right, get out of the media. You got,
come on,
out of the media.